All right, we are live. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can record as I'm live, but I guess I probably just have to go back and add it myself. So this time I'm going live just from my athlete page, and then I'm going to go have ahead and share these to all the different places that I did last time, just because it makes it easier for me to get comments on the screen and all that fun stuff. So bear with me for a second while I do this. Got some cool shit going on today. I'm going to have an interview with David Guzzi from Grappler's Quest. Not Grappler's Quest, from Grappling Industries. Sorry. I'm breaking down Grappler's Quest videos today. So Guzzi's interview is going to be at 12:30. And then tomorrow I have oh my God, sorry. Tomorrow I have a Guzzi. The day after I have Billy Tudko, my firearms instructor, on. And then Thursday I have Ryan McGuire. And we're going to do a podcast with all those guys. We're also going to be doing match breakdowns every day, as well as, oh, there we go, all shared away, as well as classes in the evening. So going to be a good time. Make sure you guys are staying tuned. Jenna's going to be doing some more yoga classes as well in the next couple of days. She's actually working right now. So very lucky to be doing that. I'm also looking for people that are making face masks for hospitals and stuff like that. I want to use the profits, or some of the profits from April's sales on Noki Nation and Wicked Warrior, to benefit some of the people that are doing good and helping our first responders, our medical professionals, and all that fun stuff. So if you guys know anyone, send me a message and we'll get that set up. But yeah, let's get into some match breakdowns today. So today we're going to do Grappler's Quest as well as EBI, because Grappler's Quest was doing these pro events before it was cool, and they have some phenomenal matches. And actually, Grappler's Quest, it was like one of the first big events that I got into watching, and I always wanted to do one. The closest they came was like Gainesville in Florida. So I never really got a chance. My buddy Ian Murray did. He won one of those Grappler's Quest belts, and I was always super jealous about it because I saw the guys like Deblass, Gary, Gordon, Eddie, Joao Assis, all these UFC fighters. They had Frank Mir versus Roy Nelson, Russell Chizyeb was on there, Luke Rockhold, all that fun stuff. So I always wanted to do Grappler's Quest. I never had the chance. So we're going to go back and watch some of those matches just because they're very interesting to me. And it's really good to show the evolution of the sport and see some of these top guys back before they were like really, really big names. All right, so we're going to start off with Gary Tonon versus Jordan Tabor. There was some drama between these guys. I think Jordan had a win over, I want to say Gordon, and then Gordon submitted him again as a purple belt in the gi, and Jordan's a black belt. I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was, hold on. There we go. I think he was training with them for a while. But anyways, really good match. Jordan is known for leg locks. Gary Tonon is, Gary fucking Tonon. So Jordan's going to start off this match with a Imanari roll, and we're going to see a lot of the scramble wrestling that Gary does. So there's the Imanari roll, and let's look at this. Gary's going to shoot a high crotch, sprawl through, and then come up for like a duck under. Now, Jordan pulled guard midway through because he conceded the takedown, in my opinion, okay? But the thing that Gary does better than anyone, in my opinion, is chain wrestling and using his wrestling to get into submissions, okay? In this one, we're going to see a lot of his passing, which is something you don't normally see from Gary, okay? So let's look at this high crotch shot. Imanari, tap the head, high crotch, turns it over into a double. and he ends up in the butterfly half guard of Jordan. Now, you're going to see a lot of pressure passing from Gary from here. He's going to go get this crossface real tight, and he's going to start moving his hips and forcing the mount position. He pummels his foot on top, right? And that's very intelligent because this is the beginning of the float passing. This is from 2015, okay? This is 5 years ago. And Gary's in a float pass position. I don't know if you guys caught it, but let's see if I can show it to you guys. Try to watch over here. Right foot of Gary Tonon pummels in, all right? From here, he's in the float pass. He's looking to pummel his feet. He doesn't get to it, but it's okay because he's still got good crossface, top pressure, and he's going to start driving through and forcing them out. Now, I don't think Gary is very afraid of Jordan's leg locks, but he knows this is the path of least resistance because heavy pressure usually shuts down a mediocre leg locker. He almost gets Ashi on the right side, back to that butterfly half. Gary's pummeling that foot in again, right? Now look at that knee cut, and Jordan regards, but that knee coming into the hip, that's big, okay? This is like foreshadowing of the whole pressure passing sequence. A little hip switch, pummels through and comes to mount, all right? So let's look at that chain of passing real quick. It's only going to be about 20, 30 seconds. Foot pummels in. He starts looking for that knee cut in the hip switch. Hip switches to the left and forces the mount. Now he's going to start looking for the arm triangle. Now this is crazy because if you guys watch any of Gordon's matches these days, this is pretty much all Gordon does. He does this float pass, and he comes to mount, and he starts isolating for this arm triangle, okay? Now, what I really like that Gary's doing is, one, look at that tight crossface, okay? You can see the bicep is on the carotid on Jordan's right side, and he gets this grip on the lat, and this forms a frame, okay? So now he's got the connection on the lat, a good crossface, and he starts walking this arm up. Now, he doesn't get the arm triangle. He transitions to an arm lock that I demonstrated in one of my Corona classes last week, right? Boom, he's here. Arm comes across. He slides up, wedges through, moves that S mount, but Jordan's smart, got his elbow out, uses it to reattack. So let's look at this real quick. Look, he's making this connection, okay? This is big because he had a frame in place, and he replaces the frame with his knee, okay? Connection, and he's going to switch to an S mount. Now look how Jordan brings his elbow to the floor. Look, elbow to the floor already. He's going to bump him up and start attacking the left leg of Gary Tonon. Knee comes in, starts looking for Ashi. Gary spins through, and right away, Jordan's got one inside control. Gary's got the other inside control. So he knows better than to give double inside controls to a leg locker. Now they're in the seated like 50-50 guard. Jordan tries rolling for a toe hold. But look, he doesn't have control of the opposite leg. So this allows Gary to rotate if he wants to. Gary doesn't really need to rotate here, but Jordan's going to use this to try to set up a saddle entry. Yep, tries to come through to the saddle. Gary's controlling the hips, steps out right away, splits the middle into the knee cut position, and right back to the pass. All right, so let's look at that real quick. Comes through, controls the hips, comes up on top to the float pass and knee cut, gets his underhook, his crossface, and starts passing right through. Okay, so now he's in side control, isolating the forearm. And this is where Gary starts attacking the guillotine. He's got the underhook with the left arm, right arm wraps the neck. There's truck entries here, but Gary's a guillotine master. Wraps it, gets the chin strap. Look, hand fighting, ineffective because of this underhook. Switches to a no-arm guillotine. And now look at this long squeeze. Elbow high, oblique crunching, throwing this leg over. Long squeeze. Now it's about hip positioning. Look how he adjusts and get his hip higher so that way he can sprawl into the submission. Boom. Nice guillotine choke by the Lion Killer. All right, so let's look at this setup one more time. Look how he uses this underhook to stop the hand fighting. Okay, so we're here. He's past the guard. He hip switches, and he's got his left hand underhook. He's going to keep this jacked up to kind of make the hand fighting more difficult for Tabor. Wait for it. He's going to shoot the arm around the neck right now. And look, he's going for the chin strap, and it makes the hand fighting. Look at this position. The hand fighting is difficult because he's got the left arm underhook, and he's got this right leg in here. So it almost creates like a separation between his hand, so it makes it much more difficult for Tabor to hand fight. Chin strap, and watch. He's going to transition this left arm as he comes up into the high elbow position. Elbow comes high, over the shoulder, leg comes over. Tabor nose is tight, so he concedes top position, all right? So look at the position of Gary's hips here and where they are when they finish the match. Still tight, but look, he's going to slowly start creeping this up. Look at this crunch. The oblique crunch is huge here, and then he's going to go elbow high with his left hand, and he's going to get his hips up right at kind of like the chest level of Tabor. Boom. Guillotine choke from Gary Tonon. Great match. Really enjoy going back and watching these old school Grapplers Quest matches, because this is what really got me into like professional jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So there's that one. Now we're going to break down Tom Deblass versus Alex Hubin. What up, Swan? Oh, look at this. Because I got it on the right screen, I can now... Oh, Swan says dope. Look at that shit. All right. Now we're going to talk about Deblass versus Hubin. I think it's like 5 or 6 years old, but it shows you the beginning of the leg lock game, okay? And it shows you a powerful straight ankle from Deblass. All right. So, 2013, 7 years ago, Alex Hubin went on to be like pretty goddamn good. Like, pretty sure he fought MMA, as well as did some pretty good grappling. Deblass fucking looks exactly the same as he does now. Kind of crazy. Sits guard, and right away he's looking for that 2-on-1 grip. Into that padded in half guard of Deblass. So he's going to double scoop grip this leg and start pulling him through to the deep half position and switch to a leg entanglement. Boom. Comes straight through. Now, this is something that a lot of the DDS guys do, right? You saw Gary Tonon does this all the time. I don't really see Gordon do it too much, but Deblass and Gary do this a lot. And Gary's had a lot of success with this, especially against guys like Enrico Coco and some other high-level competitors. So he pulls him right into like a modified Ashi. Hubin tries to grab his own leg. Deblass shrimps out. Now you're going to look at the battle for position on the hip, right? Hubin's using his body to keep that off his hip. Deblass gets it for a moment here. Deblass's leg's in danger, but now he moves to more of like a standard Ashi and into a ankle lock position. And right there is your tap. Rolls through to the knee bar, senses the knee bar, rolls back to the ankle lock. So that's pretty big right there, okay? It shows you the transitions on both sides. If Hubin rolls to Deblass's left, it puts him into a knee bar position. If he rolls back to the right, puts him into a powerful straight ankle lock position. So let's see if we can get this. Now look, doesn't have control of the hips yet, okay? Foot's on the outside. It is available for attack by Hubin. The foot isn't on the hip, right? So Deblass adjusts, starts looking for a standard Ashi, gets cleared to double outside, and goes feet on hips. Feet on hips is super powerful for straight ankle locks, okay? Now look, Hubin rolls, and you can see his legs start to straighten right there. Man, let me get this real quick. So as he rolls, it starts to straighten right here. All right, look at that extension on the knee bar, okay? He feels that knee bar, so he doesn't want to go this way, and he rotates back, and Deblass loosens up on the ankle a little bit, enough to let it transition into a straight ankle lock. Boom, double outside, feet into the prayer position. Hands aren't necessarily high. Hubin knows he's pretty much fucked here and decides to tap. Straight ankle lock win for Deblass. Rolls through, knee bar, comes back down, power straight ankle lock. Boom. 2013 Grapplers Quest Worlds. All right. This next one, I haven't watched this one in a while, so it's going to be a little on the fly. me see if I can get this thing full screen. And if, oh man, I hope I don't get shut down for this. Actually, the quality is really bad on this. It's from EBI. I'm going to go and see if I can find it on Fight Pass real quick. And let's just pray that I don't get my everything shut down because I'm using a Fight Pass. Swan's asking if those hands were low. Yeah, I think they were a little low, but I mean, a guy like Deblass has so much power that you can get away with it, you know? And plus, you got to think, this is 2013. This is back before the big leg lock craze, okay? So, I mean, like nowadays, if I saw that, then yeah, it's not the greatest thing. But back then, it got the job done, you know? Okay. Let's pray that the UFC machine does not shut me down, all right? I don't think they will. All right. So, Jeff Glover versus Sergio Hernandez, EBI 1, the original, all right? This is a great match. Any match from EBI 1 was pretty good. Glover, the original pipe layer, as he likes to call himself. All right. Hernandez rolls right in to an Imanari roll. Now look at how Glover clears that knee line immediately. Yeah, Hernandez has been around for a while. He's one of Barry Yoshida's guys. He was on a lot of the early EBIs. Very exciting style. Glover trying to win that inside position. Now he's keeping his hips back because he knows Hernandez wants to get in on his legs. Starts rotating through to this modified donkey guard, Paulson guard combination. And, oh yeah, I remember this match. A lot of this match ended in like this donkey guard type position. Hernandez is trying to roll underneath him and isolate a leg. Glover's doing a really good job of keeping his hips low in this position, controlling the upper body. Hernandez start rolling through. Again, trying to get his head almost between Glover's legs. Or he could be attacking this leg right here. Yeah, he's starting to look to scoop this through and switch. Yeah, now he's got double trouble. He's starting to look more of a Paulson guard here, triangling on the hips. He's got control of both hips, and he's starting to look on the legs. Now Glover's attacking a toe hold on the top side because he left it dangling in front of his face right there. So the problem with this inverted Paulson guard is if you triangle your legs, you are available for a toe hold. But look at that grimace on that face. And if he unlocks his triangle now, I mean, he's still in a toe hold. So it's a fine line and a huge problem to deal with. He's going to roll through. Sitting on top. This is the Russian cowboy position named by Eddie Bravo and Vlad Kulikov. Tight toe hold here. Now, look at him switch to that reverse toe hold grip. Sometimes you just got to switch, man. Now they're both in reverse donkey guard, and they're both going to start attacking toe holds. Glover's back on his toe hold. Sergio's like, nah, bro, you got to break my foot. And he rolls back through, looking for the toe hold of his own behind the back. Glover's being smart here. In this position, triangling the legs isn't necessarily smart because you can see Sergio's triangling his legs, and it gives up the toe hold. If you crisscross like Glover does, it doesn't. Powerful toe hold grip. Now, when you think of a toe hold, you got to realize, we were kind of talking about this last night, you got to remove the flexibility from the foot before you start adding your rotation, you know? So I like to get my grip, bend it down, rev it, keeping my elbows tight, and then I'm trying to raise the heel more than I'm trying to bring the toes down because it's very easy to bring the toes down. And if you keep that pressure and then start raising the heel and oblique crunching in. That's when you really start getting that tight break from this position. Oh, look at that. Palm strike to the nuts. I love it. Separating the legs now down into a pressure passing position. But look at how Hernandez is still hooking underneath the armpit, okay? This can turn into a modified crucifix and at least use it as a sweep. Yeah, exactly. He starts looking for that crucifix. Now he's got that cross control. He's got control of the one arm with his legs. He's trying to maintain control of the opposite arm. Glover's wise to it, you know? Back to the crossface, heavy passing. Back takes are open. He moves into a triangle from mount, right? Bam. Pops the shoulder. Look, he removes all that space. There's no space on that one carotid artery. He's starting to close down the other one. Now, this is a long play here, especially when you're Jeff Glover. Jeff Glover's got one of the best triangles ever. So he's just got to wait this shit out. He starts looking for that arm, slow squeezing. This is the importance. Oh, look at that connection of the hand. When you hug that knee, it really makes it tight. But this is the importance of having a long squeeze, a 30-second, 45-second squeeze. You can't sit here and just burn your legs out, you know? You have to be able to slow squeeze because when you're in this position, the blood doesn't immediately stop to the brain, you know? You have to do it a lot longer, okay? So let's check out this transition real quick and how he starts cutting his angles. And this is a perfect position because you can see the transition and the entry as well as the space being sucked away. All right, he's going to big step that right leg over. Boom. Hand's still in, right? So he's addressing that hand first. And you can see right here, the space starts removing away. He's got no space here. Now he's trying to remove space on the hooking, the triangling side. He's going to come up, hug his knee, creating an S grip. And that's going to really help him cut his angle and really get that downward pressure on that neck. Yeah, once he connects that hand, it's pretty much fucking over. There's nothing more embarrassing than losing to a guy by triangle when he's wearing that with a sock in his pants. All right, I'm going to stop that. Okay. All right. Good point by Bill. I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen. And this goes to show you just how much of a veteran Glover is. You know, Sergio Hernandez was, I think, a purple belt at the time. And, you know, Jeff Glover, been ADCC, black belt, been around forever. So, like Bill is saying, sometimes having the higher fight IQ is the way to go, you know? You don't really see a good example of this match is when Gordon Ryan took on Joe Bays at Submission Underground. Joe Bays is known as a leg lock guy, you know? Why bother trying to leg lock the leg lock guy when he could transition to upper body submissions, passing, taking the back? And you see a lot of this, you know, when guys are evenly matched, it removes, especially in MMA, if you got two good wrestlers or two good jiu-jitsu guys, a lot of the times it turns into a kickboxing fight just because, you know, they cancel each other out. You know, and just like Bill was saying here, the leg locks canceled each other out in this position. So Glover moved on to a triangle. So those are my breakdowns for today. I'm going to be back at 12:30 with Dave Aguzzi from Grappling Industries for a chat. If you want to support what I'm doing, NoGiNation.com, your home for no gi, street clothes, and Wicked Warrior coffee, right? We got great rash guards in. We're going to have some shorts in stock here soon. I really appreciate the support I'm getting from this. Means the world to me. Especially, I'm never going to stop teaching jiu-jitsu, but especially seeing what's happening in the world right now, it makes you have to adapt. Okay. And I'm adapting because I have a lot of online stuff anyways, but in the next year or so, I'm going to try to grow that even more. So that way, if another virus comes around or another thing that has to shut down my academy, I'm even more well prepared to continue making money, providing for others, and all that fun stuff. So if you want to support me, nogination.com is great. I'm also open to sponsors on the podcast. As you can see, I can do overlays. I can put your logos on the screen, whatever you want. And what I'm going to start doing, especially so last month or this month, we started paying a portion or all the proceeds of our Pay Up Bitch blend from Wicked Warrior Coffee to athletes that were affected by Substars. Next month, April, I'm trying to find people who are making hospital masks, because there's a lot of people at home and they're just sewing them up and donating them. I want to be able to pay for some of those supplies for those people. So in April, we're going to do a portion of all the sales from nogination.com will go to a charity or somebody who's making hospital masks and donating them for free. It's just so that way they don't have to come out of pocket for those expenses. So if you want to be a part of that, buy from nogination.com. You can sponsor here, and I'll take a portion of your sponsorship and donate it to someone who's doing good like that as well. So that's match breakdowns. I'll see you guys at 12:30 for an interview with David Guzzi, and then 7 p.m. for my virtual class. All right, guys, stay safe out there.